Are you ready to kombucha? Let's go. I started by adding 2 quarts of water into my pot and turn that on to bring it to just under a boil. While I wait for that to heat up, I added my tea blend into the tea ball that came in my kit. As you can see here, I'm struggling a little bit just to get the tea bag open, but that's my bad. I should have gotten the scissors. That would have gone a lot better. Still trying. Come on, you can do it. There we go. And since this is the first time opening up this specific tea blend, I couldn't help myself. I had to take a nice little whiff. So I am adding about 3.5 tablespoons of the tea blend into the tea ball. And again, that is a combination of green tea, white tea, black tea, yerba mate, and rooibos. Maybe rooibos, something like that. Anyway, I got it all in there. Trying to make sure none of it falls out. We're going to close it up nice and tight. And then we're going to shake it up just because I guess that's fun. And set it aside. Again, waiting for the water to come to just under a boil. We don't want it to actually boil. So now I've added a splash of vinegar to the inside of my brewing vessel. And this is to help cure the inside of the vessel and basically bring the pH down to what would be considered a healthy pH for the SCOBY to thrive in, and also get rid of any bacteria that doesn't belong there. You never want to use an antibacterial soap to wash the inside of your brewing vessel, as that will also kill off the good bacteria. Once I was done with that, I went ahead and dumped it. Had to wait another minute or two for the water to get to the right temperature, but then it was time to go ahead and pour the hot water into the brewing vessel. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my tea ball placed inside and let it steep for a good 5 to 10 minutes or even 15 minutes. I chose to do 10 minutes, but you can do anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes. I also realized at this point that because of the size of my brewing vessel, the tea ball was not completely submerged in the tea. So it took me a couple seconds here to figure out how I was going to handle this. Should I stand here for 10 minutes and hold it sideways? Oh wait, I can prop it on my cutting board and angle it so that the tea ball will now be submerged. The things we learn as we go. After the 10 minutes was over, I went ahead and moved the vessel to where it's going to sit for the next few weeks because I didn't want to move it once it was full. The tea is now ready to have the sugar poured in, so I took care of that, put in 2 cups of sugar, and then we're going to stir that until it completely dissolves. Once it's dissolved, we're going to add in 6 more quarts of water for a total of 8 quarts. And mind you that this is either distilled or purified water that you want to use. I use the purified water out of my Berkey water filter system. Then with clean hands, stick your finger in the brew to make sure that the temperature is warm but not hot. At that point, you can go ahead and add your SCOBYs into your tea and begin the fermentation process. I was thrilled to find out that I had a total of 4 SCOBYs in the package that I received. I would have taken 2 of them and placed them in a SCOBY hotel if I had a SCOBY hotel set up, but I do not have the supplies yet to do that, because to do that you need some starter liquid to put in the jar with the SCOBYs to keep them over a period of time. So I had to take all my starter liquid that I had, which you see there in the jar, to pour on top of this brew to start the brew, because it's necessary for that. And you pour it on top of your SCOBYs, not underneath, because it will help form not a seal, but it will help keep bacteria from coming into the brew by pouring it on top of them and not underneath. So it's going to help balance the pH at the top and also kill off any bacteria that might be present. And finally, you're going to secure a tightly woven cloth over the top of your jar to allow air to get in, but not bugs. You can use a rubber band or a jar ring like this one. Okay guys, that's a wrap. Part 1 of getting my very first brew of kombucha going is complete, and I am so excited about this. I really am. Went through all the steps, I double checked everything. Have already noticed something that I'm going to do different next time, but I will show you that in the next video. Now it's a matter of waiting for the brew to happen. It can take anywhere from 10 to 14, not 14, I'm sorry, 10 to 28 days, depending on how you like it. You know, the shorter you brew it, the sweeter it's going to be. The longer you brew it, the more tart it's going to be. And then if you brew it long enough, you'll actually have vinegar, like I mentioned earlier in the video. So around day 7, I am going to start taking little sips just to taste it. I'm going to document everything so that I can keep track of how the taste is changing on a daily basis, so that in future brews I have more of an idea of where I want to stop the process depending on what flavor I'm making. So I might want it sweeter for one thing and more tart for something else, you know, and just what my palate likes best. And of course I have to take my hubby into consideration too, because he loves kombucha and I want to make sure I get flavors that he enjoys as well. So that's it for now. And again, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them down below. And I'm excited about this, guys. I'm really excited to share how this is going to go, and super stoked about getting my first batch done and being able to taste it and see how good it is. Hopefully not how bad it is. And if it doesn't turn out great, you know, it's the first one. So we're learning, we'll learn together, okay? All right, until next time. Please give this video a thumbs up, and if you like what you see, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that bell so that you can be notified as soon as new content becomes available.